Baby boy had a right to his strange clouds, his muffins and his disguise. We all have a right to stand our ground, but it is easy to kill what you do not understand. It's easy to justify taking the life of he who has the power to get out of hand. 2 years and 62 days ago, I could have made room for one who might have roamed the streets wreaking havoc. He might have warranted a press conference and a quote from President Obama saying, if he had a son, he might look a lot like Trayvon Martin. Or he might have saved us all. But it's easy to pull the trigger, pop the pill, or lay down on the table when you're not sure if he will rise or fall. We should have been rejoicing. The morning he was set to wed beauty, the morning the beasts went rampaging in the streets, there are no laws to prohibit the of-age partaking of adult beverages in adult entertainment establishments. After all, he was just celebrating. 37 months ago, I could have stretched myself to accommodate a queen who would hold her head higher than mine has ever been. She might have been the beauty he could not wait to give his last name before the trigger told Sean Bell 50 times and took his life away. Or she might have always lain open for every man who did not deserve it. She may have never been more than hood rich, but thought that was perfect, so I let the wound go unmended. I let her life go untended. It was easier not knowing which paths we would take. As any NRA member would proclaim, the gun in the waistband of his jeans was his for keeping, as long as he did not use it for any reason but self-defense. That self-same government does not care if he was hungry or homeless, if their schools gave him the tools to take, if they would keep him off the hungry man-eating streets in the first place. They just require our boys to behave. My head and my heart hang heavy, for I know the dangers of this age. I have seen pain in the eyes of mothers, families who have given lost boys to the grave too early, whose daughters have seen the decimation of black masculinity, who stand collectively, wringing their hands, shouting warnings, and praying without faith to a God who usually does not intervene in our own stupidity. And I couldn't do it. I could not carry you through the blazing Oklahoma heat and deliver you to a nervous, dissatisfied family somewhere between the day they stuck the needle in Troy Davis's arm and the day he would have turned 43. I could not bear a baby whose odds were against him. So I sacrificed a segment of my spirit to all of our dead babies. My weapons were more than sanitary. You'll never hear me called a murderer on the evening news unless those old men take up the fight for reproductive rights again. I have to say, I'm sorry, but I'm just a bit thankful that we timed your demise months before all of Congress decided to move into my uterus with you. Maybe I'm guilty. Like the cops who fired 45 shots more than necessary, like the man whose reasonable doubt we protested for, like the whores they used to stone back when Jesus was a man. Maybe there's a lot of blood on my hands, but I fit in here. United we stand.